What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 15, I think. I don't know. I'm starting to lose track now because we're actually doing it every week again like we're supposed to. So that's a good thing. For you guys on YouTube, welcome back for number 2 on YouTube. For those of you who have been listening from the get-go, welcome back. So we are going to be talking about some of the stuff that's happened in the past week in Lord of the Rings Online. So the team took a pass at levels 40 through 75. And let's just say, wow. Okay, so I'm sure most of you that have played the game, if you're playing on Legendary server, or if you're just kind of keeping tabs on the game, you probably saw that there were some people that were soloing the Watcher because it was only doing 1 damage, or like the tentacles were doing 1. And you know what? I'm not 100% sure because it wasn't a big deal to me. It became a big deal to me when I decided I was, we got the level 60, we got a group on. Okay, let's go run the Watcher. Well, got one shot a couple times by the first tentacles that came up. Basically had a attack hit me for 6,800. Which wouldn't normally be too bad, except for you're also getting about the 400 to 600 damage per movement in the water. You'll get the acid damage. And yeah, I mean, I'm not like super well geared or anything like that, but still, come on. So made it to phase 2 like one time, and that was about it. The Watcher went from having about 500,000 health to I think it's like 1.7 or something like that now. So they scaled the morale quite a bit in this, and they did adjust the damage that these guys do. So they did tool the or retool the difficulty, as it were. The only problem with that is that this is a constant thing now. So we're adjusting the classes on how they the stats that they're using. So we have to retool how mastery is calculated. So we're going to take you from 400% down to 200% being the cap. We're going to give you more from your primary stat, but still you just want stuff that has mastery on it. I literally put one piece of jewelry on the other day that took me from 113 or 116% damage to, because I had like 1,300 physical mastery on it, and it took me to 127% damage. So the way they're calculating all this stuff, and this is kind of why I keep saying we just need to chill on the content stuff for a minute. You guys need to figure out what's going on over here, because we just keep doing this. That's all we keep doing. We're gonna buff this, nerf this, buff this, nerf this, adjust this. And I get it. Look, it's an online game. Things are going to have to continually evolve and change and adjust and whatnot. But have a game plan with where you're going, and then let's work towards that. That does not seem to be the case right now. It does not seem to be the case. It seems like, well, let's fix this and let's see where we land. Okay, whoa, that was too much. Let's okay, so now we got to do this. Okay, that was a bit too much. Let's go here. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stuff that's being done right now, and just I don't know. Here's just a wild idea. Ask your community what they want. It's a 12-year-old game at this point. I don't think there's a whole lot of need for secrecy and stuff like that. I don't think there's a whole lot of need for all the behind closed door stuff. Like, yeah, keep the story and stuff like that close to your chest, and but new systems, changes to classes. You've got people playing your game that have been playing your game longer than people that have been working for your game. So while that doesn't necessarily 100% equate to knowledge, let's be honest, it does give you perspective. And perspective in something like this is important, because look what's happening. Now you're getting stuff. We're going to spend time adjusting this stuff on Legendary server. Well, okay, then that takes away dev time from normal server. And how do you balance all that stuff? And, should they have just left it alone? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking at this point it would have been better off just to leave it alone, because I haven't been into DN yet after the revision, but I imagine some of those boss fights are going to be pretty terrible. And I could be dead wrong on that too, but I don't think I am. Let me know if I'm wrong. But good God. We did chill on the stat changes and all the adjustments and stuff like that. Yes, it was a bug. Fix the bug. I don't think it required you to retool levels 40 through 75. Because now other stuff is going to have to change too. So there's that. So another good example is if you go into Grand Stair, the first boss that you fight, like right when you walk in the door. Well, he's not really a boss, he's kind of like a mini boss. Right when you walk in the door and the little drawbridge thing goes down, and you fight, I can't pronounce his name, starts with an I don't know, the pummeler. When you fight him, he went up by like, you know what, I actually have it right here. There was a post that got put out there that actually showed how much got changed on that, and it was pretty substantial. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull this up real quick. It was 280% increase, which is a lot. The turtle had a 280% increase. He went from having 956,000 morale to 2.7 million. Let's see. A normal mob, just the Moria messenger, just a little goblin running around, like right when you walk into Durin's threshold and you're walking through the cave portion right after the main stairway. Those mobs got 127% increase. They went from 3,320 morale up to 4,230. Now, while that's not a huge deal, that's like another attack, or in some cases overkill was taking care of the mobs before, and it doesn't equate to much difference. Vile Maw, first tentacle, originally had 55,660 morale. Now it has 84,150 morale. And obviously that's a little bit different too, because that's not a standard mob. That's going to be I don't know if that's classified as an arch nemesis or how it's classified. It's got the character portrait that has the eye on it and all that good stuff, but doesn't have the skull on it. That's up 151%. Yeah, so the Watcher went from 500k ish to 1.4 million, which is roughly a 350% increase. That's a lot. Not to mention the other stuff that's happening in there. So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens when we get to Orthanc, because people still have a hard time with like Acid Wing and all that stuff. Like, holy crap. When we get to that, Osdunoth is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know. I think some of this stuff should have been left alone. But we are progressing. I mean, we're only a few weeks into Moria, and we've had a lot of people playing on it again, which is fun. Even if it's tougher. Like a good example is last night we were running everything. We ran Dark Delving, which was tough, but we got that done on challenge. Did Grand Stair, did Scoomfill, down the right side and down the center. That was actually a piece of cake. What else did we do? I feel like we did one of those. We didn't do Hall of Crafting yesterday. We did that a couple nights before. But we were doing the dungeons, and we got to the 16th hall. And the 16th hall, we're going right along. Everything's pretty smooth, and we get to the lost one, the final boss. Lost one drops that AoE, it was just, it needed to be interrupted. There's an issue on camera angle on that one, so you almost have to go top down on it, or you won't see the induction circle to interrupt it. Or you could probably turn off post-processing, but if you have your camera tilted down, I just wasn't seeing it. I started to see it once I tilted the camera up, and then I could get him. But what's happening is, if you don't get that interrupt, he will wipe. Like, he was just going to wipe the group. And there doesn't seem to be a range on that. I don't remember 100%, but I was pretty far away. I was definitely outside of melee range, and still got one shot on that. So some of the things, I don't mind a good challenge. So I do want you guys to take that away from it. Is I'm complaining about a challenge. Is like definitely not the case. Is like I like a good challenge for good reason. I don't like it when it's arbitrary and forced. Like, oh, well, let's just ramp up the damage and ramp up the morale so it becomes a DPS thing or something like that. No, I don't like that. I like good, sound, mechanical fights that take cooperation and coordination and skill. I like that. I like that a lot. So that's kind of where we are with Lord of the Rings. Really haven't seen any news come out. I was going to do more of the kind of out of the blue, but we didn't have a Court of the Rings this week either. So because of PAX, this is one thing I would love to see. I would love to see this studio at a con. Doesn't have to be PAX, doesn't have to be E3. Can be one of the smaller ones. Put yourself out there again a little bit. Do a Guardian Con, or do one of the smaller ones. And I think it'd be pretty cool to see, get people the hands on that haven't played it in a long time. Maybe they're not checking out Twitch or YouTube or something like that. Certainly just not looking at your website. Go get in the face of people in a good way. I think that would be cool. But I don't know if it's just so far past its prime that it's not worth it. I don't know if Standing Stone has something else up their sleeve as far as, who knows? Maybe there's another title that comes down the line in the years to come. I certainly don't think that would almost have to be the plan. You think? Like, I just don't think you would get into a situation where you put all your eggs in a basket with a 12 and 14-year-old game, and that's what you're going to hang your hat on at the end of the day and have longevity for your career. That doesn't seem right. So I imagine there's something else at play there, and I guess just time will tell. Still haven't heard anything more about the Athlon Games Lord of the Rings project. Still very anxiously awaiting anything out of that. Still the last thing was 3 weeks ago when they replied to me on a tweet. That's the last thing that we've seen. I kind of dig, I kind of creep a little bit. I'm not gonna lie about it. So I go in and I check out like the LinkedIn stuff, as far as like, has there been anybody brought on? Like, do they have artists coming on, or programmers, or whatever? And that's still the same 6 people. So they got their community manager, their brand manager, their CEO, and all that stuff. I know it's creeping. It's all good. I mean, that's just, you got to do it if you want to be, in on the know. Like, you got to know. But website hasn't been updated or anything like that. And so we'll see. Maybe an E3 thing. I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, they'd be so far away from any type of probably proof of concept, even maybe. But I don't know. I just think, like, I know a couple of the folks, because PAX East is in Boston, it just seems like it would be smart to just get a small booth over there, and rather than they just do the meetups. And the meetups are cool. Meetups are cool in general. Like, it's always fun to meet people, talk to people in the industry, things like that. So meetups are cool. They're really cool. But I just want to see that drive. I want to see the drive for better. I don't know. Is that too much to ask for? Is it too much to ask for? I don't know. All right, enough about the game. You got a couple things I want to run down as far as myself and the stream, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap for this week. So, if you've been in the live streams, you already know what's coming, and if you are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, you would have seen a post earlier today. It is currently Sunday when I'm recording this. So, we are good. We are going forward with the 2 months of Lotro Point giveaways. So, here's the deal. I'll give you the rundown. Every stream in April and May may be giving away 1,550 Lotro points each stream. There are only 2 stipulations with this. You have to be following the channel, and you have to be present to win. Okay, if you're just chilling there and your name gets drawn and you don't say anything in stream, when your name gets drawn, sorry, I'm going to re-roll it. It's only fair. It is to award people that are supporting the channels and everything that we do here, and it's a way of saying thank you, but I want to be fair about it. So again, that is going to be, the schedule is going to stay the same. So this basically equates to 26 streams that we're going to be giving away 1,550 Lotro points. It's a hell of a lot of points. And you can just think of what you can do with that. So you can get content, you can finish an LI, you can, or not finish one, but you can, you know, kind of play catch up on your legendary items. You can, I think I said content to start with, cosmetics, content, anything out of the store. It's just free for you. So yeah, basically every stream you'll see the tweets go out. If you guys are subscribed to the channel, you'll get the email with everything in there. And that's the thing, is I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. I've put it in the unofficial Lord of the Rings Discord, my Discord, Misadventures Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. So the only thing I haven't done is I haven't put it on the forums yet. No, I'll actually probably do that after I finish up here. So the only thing that I ask is that if you are part of the community, do what you can to spread the word on that. So we want everybody that plays the game to come out, have a good time, be with friends, and just chill and have a good time. And maybe have a shot at winning some Lotro points. So, trying to think if there's anything else, and I don't think there's anything else for right now. That was the big stuff from this week, and we'll just kind of keep an ear to the ground and see what's coming down the pipeline. I mean, I'm sure within the next I mean, we're on 23.4.1. I mean, I got to imagine a 24.0 is coming in the next couple months at least. So we'll have to see. And I don't know if 24.0 is going to be well, actually the next round of beta, whenever that is, we might get the 64-bit client. Just looking through the dev posts here, and I don't really see anything else that's too pressing. A lot of little things on here, but yeah, like I said, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this week. But I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of all the things that are going on through the month of April and May. We are going to be heading into anniversary time for Lord of the Rings, so there's going to be definitely a festival coming in the next few weeks, which is usually one of the ones I partake in, just because there's usually cool cosmetics and mounts and stuff like that, and I am kind of a sucker for those, but I don't like necessarily doing that content, but I'll do it for good stuff. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have more to talk about here in the next couple weeks. So definitely make sure you're subscribing to the podcast. You've got it on YouTube. You've got it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you've got it on Google Play. Make sure you're hitting up Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, make sure you're hitting up the streams on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, so you can hang out, have a good time, and we can talk more about this stuff. So again, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will be back next week. See you on Tuesday for the start of the Lotro point giveaways. Take care, everybody.